What's up, guys? Seth here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Recap. You had Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez, number 2 UFC on Fox in Canada. And this fight perfectly summed up actually a point that I was trying to make in my last video, which almost hit 70,000 views, over 1,000 comments. It was my biggest video of the day. Thank you to everyone who commented, whether you agree, disagree. You know, I'm reading all the comments. But that being said, you know, a lot of people was misunderstanding what I was trying to say in the Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic fight. You know, people were saying, well, it doesn't matter if it's an eye poke, a fight is a fight. Even if the ref hadn't called or taken off a point, he still got knocked out. Why does it matter? Well, this fight right here, right? Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez, number 2, just proved it. You saw what happened in this fight. It was a back and forth fight. It was a really good fight. You saw Eddie Alvarez, he had a very dominant position. And because he did something stupid, he threw a 12-6 elbow, which is illegal. It doesn't matter if you throw it to the head, the shoulder, the thigh. It does not matter. Now, we all remember 12-6, the last time this happened. And it was John Jones versus Mark Hamill years ago. He was a mount. He was just destroying Mark Hamill, and he threw that 12-6. The referee, I believe it was Stipe Miocic, he actually disqualified him, and it was so controversial. But we really haven't seen a 12-6 elbow since then. And you saw what Eddie Alvarez did. He threw one shot right here, right to the neck or right to the shoulder area, and the referee, Marc Goddard, he actually thought about it and he stopped the bout, right? He stopped the bout and he restarted the fight back to neutral position. He didn't take off a point. I don't think one point off deduction was, you know, warranted in that case, but he did something which I don't think most referees would do. Certainly not in the past. He restarted the fight, put him back in neutral position, which sucked for Eddie Alvarez because not only is he fighting in his last contract and he left to go out with a big win over somebody like Poirier, but he was on top, man. He had a very good position. And, you know, he could have just easily won the round right there, most likely, and then came up with a, you know, try to knock him out in the second round. But the fight got restarted. Now they're neutral, and then boom, the momentum of the fight immediately shifted in favor of Poirier, right? It was in favor of Alvarez. Now it went back to Poirier. He took full advantage. He came forward, put Alvarez against the fence, and just hammered him, man. Alvarez, God bless him, man. He tried to fight back, but I mean, Poirier right now is on the top of his game, and he was just too smart. He was too good. He was too slick, and he beat him down. And that was almost a late stoppage, man. But that goes back to my video, my last video about the eye pokes. This fight is not without controversy. He did eye poke the shit out of Stipe multiple times, man. And at a certain point, you got to stop the fight and take off a point. And right before the clash, right, between DC and Stipe Miocic, right, when DC reached forward and he put his face, first of all, put his hands like this, illegal, okay? You can't do that.
Hands can't go forward anymore, boys.
When you scrape somebody's face like this, 100% illegal. And when they clash, you see DC's left hand like swipe right across Stipe's eyes, which I said, listen, that's the part that I had a problem with. And obviously they got into a clinch. As DC was trying to escape the clinch, DC hits him with that uppercut and knocks him out. And people kept saying, well, it doesn't matter if the ref halted the action and deducted the point because he got knocked out anyway. My point was, we don't know what's going to happen, okay? If the referee, right, after, first of all, DC was already warned like 3, 4, 5 times, all right? At least 4 or 5 times. He was warned not to do that, right? Even at one point, they stopped the action to warn DC.
I've already said 3 times, keep the hands closed. I know it's difficult when you're coming together and leave the hands closed, okay?
If the referee had done his job then, and he stopped the fight right there before they disengaged from the clinch, and he took off a point, the momentum of the fight would have changed. Now it would be in favor of Stipe, right? Stipe is now the one who has a point up, and now DC's trying to catch up. Who knows if he would have knocked him out in that first round? We don't know that, okay? Just like we don't know if Dustin Poirier was going to win this fight if the referee did not restart him in the neutral position. So that was my whole point, right? We saw what happened. Momentum was in Alvarez's favor. The fight got restarted because he broke the rule, and he did. And guess what? you know, I think a different referee most likely would have just let that go on. Would have warned them, don't do that, but would have let him go on. And Alvarez could have easily won that round and maybe win, you know, a decision or knock him out in the second round, who knows. But because he did an illegal move and the referee enforced the rule, the fight got restarted, and then boom, we saw the result. And what would happen if the referee didn't do it, we'll never know. But that was my whole point of the last video, right? It's not that DC's a cheater. It's not that Stipe, like I was a Stipe fanboy and blah, blah, blah. It's other shit people talking about. But what I'm saying is the momentum of the fight would have been very, very different if the referee took off a point, because DC would be playing catch up. So this fight right here, again, the referee has a big impact on the fight. The way he sees the fight, the way he referees the fight. Like I said, my last video, that video, almost 70,000 views, over 1,000 comments. You know, very, very controversial. A lot of comments, a lot of sides. You know what I mean? So again, if you haven't seen that video, make sure you watch that video. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and see you on my next video.
But when you point it out front, referee's gonna get you, then DC's gonna get you.